and I'm doing all the things that I knew I needed to do before. The biggest practical thing that I got out of the program was that I did launch the first iteration of my own online coaching program, which is why I had come to the arena in the first place. I'd had a target of having 10 clients in that first iteration, and I ended up with 15, and now I feel like I've really got that momentum going. My name is Tom. I run a fitness and personal training company. We specialize in body transformations, and I've been operating as a solo entrepreneur now for about 2 years. So this is my third year of operation. I was launching my first iteration of my online coaching business, and I had a number of barriers and sort of things blocking me in my mind from starting this. And I just find myself sitting on all of these ideas and procrastinating and not just going ahead and going for it. And I couldn't work out why in my mind, when I knew this was what I wanted to do next, why couldn't I bring myself to just get on and do it? And that was the very practical thing, I think, that led me to wanting to try this, because I knew I wanted to take that next step and I just couldn't work out why I wasn't able to bring myself to do it. And it was a sort of strange blocker in my mind. Doing all the things that I knew I needed to do before. The biggest practical thing that I got out of the program was that I did launch the first iteration of my own online coaching program, which is why I had come to the arena in the first place. I'd had a target of having 10 clients in that first iteration, and I ended up with 15, and now I feel like I've really got that momentum going. My main thing I tried a couple of more practical online coaching courses related to fitness and how to start your online training business. And they were useful in the fact that they taught me quite a lot of content in terms of the practical elements of that type of course. But no matter how much I kind of knew about that and how much I was learning about it, for some reason I still wasn't executing on it and I still wasn't going through with it. The golden ticket was how to actually apply these things. And that's what the arena taught me. I always come back to that when people say, why was it so valuable for me? And it comes down to actually executing on the things I knew I needed to do. For me, the difference between the other courses and the arena was mainly the fact that all these other courses seem to teach the same things. They seem to teach a lot about the practical elements of business and the fitness world that I'm part of. But the arena just addressed a whole other issue that I never really thought was an issue until I started on the arena. Fundamentally, the difference was that it addressed a lot of the mental blocks that I had as an entrepreneur trying to develop my business. That's what it addressed, that these programs didn't. Like I said before, they had a number of practical elements that were good, but they never found that really important piece, which was the mental blockers that I was having. There's not a lot of fluff in this program, and that kind of intrigued me. I was like, how are we going to get results? I don't have books to read and all this kind of stuff. I remember asking, how does it work? Do I need to do a lot of preparation, load of reading? Is there like a load of videos I need to watch? Is there a members site that I need to go and like dissect and all this kind of stuff? And he was like, no, you literally need to show up for the calls that we schedule. But actually, it is incredible because you join for the 2 or 3 hours a week that you're on the calls, and you're so focused for those times because you know they're coming up and you've only got 6 weeks of it at the time, and every time you go onto those calls you're super focused, you're ready to go with it. And I found that was very, very valuable for me. Other programs that I've done in the past, I literally haven't been able to keep up with the sheer volume of there's a call about this, a call about that. It was just information overload, whereas the way the arena was done, you start here, you show up and you move through each week, and every week followed on from the previous one. And you had this compound effect of learning as you went, but with very, very practical takeaways each time. And it wasn't just information overload. You had very specific things that you were doing every week that led to the end goal. I loved it. It was very unique. I'd never come across that before. The rule I try to live by since the arena is lean into the difficult things, or the things that you feel are going to be difficult. Lean into them and tackle them, because actually that's where the biggest value and the biggest progress will lie. I was afraid to put myself out there with new things. I was almost afraid of embarrassment amongst like peers and clients and colleagues. When you're launching something new, you've got this kind of fear that it might not work. I kind of knew that it would work, but I was worried in case it didn't, what other people would think and how that would reflect on me. And the real thing that the Itamar and the arena managed to pinpoint was that stuff doesn't matter. So get on with it. And it sounds super basic saying it like that, but unpacking all that, going through it all was a very valuable process. That was the main thing. When I look at the arena and what I got out of it, I think there were three main things. There was the execution piece that I spoke about already. There was the clarity piece, which goes hand in hand with that. But the third piece was definitely the community and the accountability piece. The community gave me the accountability because every week we were going in saying, right, we're committing to doing these things and we're filling in our trackers and we're having difficult conversations at times around what we're committing to and what we're doing next. And then you were coming back on the next call and if you hadn't done those things, you were having to say, right, I haven't done those things, and you had a whole community there holding you accountable. That was one thing about the community. The second thing was the fact that you were kind of in an arena, sorry to use that expression, because in an arena with very like-minded people, all of whom were trying to better themselves and level up, whether that was in business or in life. They were all trying to find that next level in life and all being very, very open and vulnerable as a result. And that was a very, very powerful thing, having that group of people around you, supporting you, challenging you, and ultimately holding you accountable. I describe it as very effective, or he has a way of really getting to the root of things that you're feeling and why you're saying them and why you're feeling them. And he has a way of sort of getting this out of you in a very subtle way, but a very direct way and a very challenging way for sure. Like, he's not afraid to have challenging conversations with you, which is what we all needed. The directness, the succinctness that he delivers his message with. But all of that basically led back to it just being a very effective method of coaching, because he would uncover things. And I keep going back to this. It was things that I'd never realized, and things I'd never really thought of myself. He was able to uncover. People that don't want to commit to stuff, people that sort of just want to dip their toe in and see what it's all about, but not actually fully commit to the process. So I think you probably have to have a certain level of readiness to commit. So I would say people that aren't ready to really go all in and really be vulnerable with themselves probably are the type of people that wouldn't get as much from the program. I think people that just want to get stuff done, they want to progress, they're ambitious, they're honest with themselves. Tamar actually said in the program, winners win. That was kind of rang true. Like I said about the community aspect, you were surrounded by people who were trying to win. They were trying to level up. Being someone that's ambitious, but at the same time honest and vulnerable, that's really the type of person that I feel would succeed. I would say just go for it. You've got nothing to lose and you've got everything to win. And for me, the thing with the arena was it unlocked aspects of my life and aspects of my personality that I never really knew were there. From my experience, you really have nothing to lose and you've got absolutely everything to gain by giving it a go, because you'll be really surprised about the things that you'll learn about yourself that will help you in the future.